The Galactic Council's negotiation chamber had hosted countless diplomatic sessions across 3 millennia, its crystalline walls bearing witness to treaties that shaped the fate of entire star systems. Today, however, the assembled delegates found themselves facing something unprecedented: a human. Ambassador Kethvar of the Zephyrian Empire adjusted his ceremonial robes, his 4 eyes studying the creature that had just entered the chamber. The human appeared unremarkable, bipedal, carbon-based, lacking the impressive size of a Goliathan or the telepathic prowess of a Mindari. Yet something about the way it moved, with calculated precision and unwavering confidence, sent ripples of unease through the assembly. "I am Dr. Elena Vasquez, representing Earth's Terran Coalition," the human announced, her voice carrying clearly through the chamber's acoustic enhancement fields. She carried no visible weapons, adhering strictly to the Council's ancient prohibition against arms during negotiations. But the small device in her hand, a simple tablet, seemed to command her attention with unusual intensity. The hegemony's Supreme Chancellor Vorthak leaned forward, his massive bulk causing the reinforced platform to creak. "Human, you come before this council with demands most unreasonable. You seek immediate recognition of your species' sovereignty over 17 contested systems, despite having achieved spaceflight barely 2 of your centuries ago." Dr. Vasquez smiled, an expression that somehow managed to be both pleasant and predatory. "Chancellor Vorthak, I appreciate your directness. However, I'm not here to make demands. I'm here to discuss physics." A collective murmur swept through the chamber. High Arbitrator Selenius of the Ethereal Courts raised one translucent appendage. "Physics? We are here to negotiate territorial claims, not engage in academic discourse." "Oh, but they're intimately related," Elena replied, her fingers dancing across her tablet. "You see, the Council's territorial laws are based on the assumption that space is, well, stable, that the fabric of space-time itself remains constant." The human's casual tone sent chills through more than one delegate. Fleet Admiral Korthes of the Void Reapers, a species that had conquered half the Andromeda spiral through sheer military might, found himself leaning forward despite himself. Elena continued, "Take the Kepler 4042 system, for instance. You've all laid claim to it because of its strategic position along the hyperlane nexus. But what if I told you that the system's gravitational stability is artificial?" She tapped her tablet and a holographic display materialized above the negotiation table. The assembled delegates watched as a 3-dimensional model of the Kepler 442 system rotated slowly, its twin stars and 7 planets clearly visible. "Fascinating stellar mechanics," acknowledged scientist Prime Jorth of the crystalline hegemony. "But irrelevant to territorial discussions." "Is it?" Elena's smile widened. "You see, my species has always had a peculiar relationship with physics. Where others see immutable laws, we see guidelines, suggestions, really." The hologram shifted, showing a complex mathematical equation that made several of the more scientifically inclined delegates gasp in recognition. That's a theoretical framework for gravitational manipulation," whispered Dr. Zenthali, the Mindari representative whose telepathic species prided itself on intellectual superiority. Elena nodded approvingly. "Very good, Doctor. Though I prefer to call it gravitational engineering. You see, 3 of your Earth months ago, my species completed construction of a rather interesting device. We call it a stellar anchor, a machine capable of artificially stabilizing star systems by manipulating local space-time curvature." The chamber fell silent. Even the ambient hum of the life support system seemed to fade. "The beauty of the stellar anchor," Elena continued conversationally, "is its reversibility. Just as we can stabilize a system's gravitational field, we can also destabilize it with surgical precision." Admiral Korthes's voice carried a tremor that his species' vocal cords weren't designed to produce. "You're describing a weapon of mass extinction." "Am I?" Elena's eyebrows rose in mock surprise. "I'm simply discussing the practical applications of advanced gravitational engineering." After all, the Council banned weapons from these negotiations, and physics isn't a weapon, it's just physics. She manipulated her tablet again, and the hologram zoomed in on one of Kepler 442's gas giants. Mathematical overlays appeared, showing stress patterns and gravitational flux points. For instance, if one were to introduce a localized gravitational anomaly at this specific point, she highlighted a region near the gas giant's core. The resulting chain reaction would destabilize the planet's orbit within approximately 17 hours. The planet would then begin a death spiral toward the primary star, rendering the entire system uninhabitable. The silence stretched until it became almost physical, pressing down on the delegates like the weight of collapsed stars. "High Arbitrator," Selenius finally found his voice. This is impossible. No species has ever achieved such technological mastery." Elena shrugged. "We're newcomers to the galactic community, it's true. But humans have always been good at one thing: taking accepted limitations and proving them wrong. Your species conquered through strength, telepathy, or superior technology. We learned to conquer physics itself." She closed her tablet with a soft click. "Now, regarding those 17 contested systems, I believe our territorial claims are quite reasonable. After all, it would be a shame if any of those beautiful star systems experienced unfortunate gravitational incidents due to natural stellar evolution, wouldn't it?" Chancellor Vorthak's multiple hearts hammered against his chest cavity. "You're holding entire star systems hostage." "Not at all," Elena replied smoothly. "I'm simply pointing out that physics is beautifully democratic. It applies to everyone equally. The same gravitational principles that could destabilize one system could theoretically affect any system. Zephyr Prime, for instance, has a remarkably delicate orbital resonance with its twin moons. Dr. Zenthali's telepathic abilities, usually a source of confidence, now felt like a curse as he sensed the cold calculation behind the human's pleasant demeanor. How many systems could you affect? Elena pretended to consider the question. Well, our current stellar anchor array has a practical range of approximately 200 light-years. That covers most of your major territories, doesn't it? The human stood gracefully, smoothing down her simple diplomatic attire. I'll give you time to consider our territorial proposals. Physics, after all, is patient, but stellar mechanics can be surprisingly dynamic when the right variables are introduced. As she walked toward the chamber's exit, Elena paused at the threshold. Oh, and council members? My tablet here contains detailed gravitational maps of every major star system in the local cluster. Purely for academic purposes, of course. After all, understanding physics is so important for stellar diplomacy. The door sealed behind her with a whisper, leaving the most powerful beings in the galaxy to contemplate a terrifying new reality. Humanity hadn't just joined the galactic community. They had quietly made themselves its potential destroyers. In the silence that followed, one truth became crystal clear to every delegate present. Sometimes the most dangerous weapon wasn't made of metal or energy. Sometimes it was made of understanding.